listening to the Holy Bible 1-Year Challenge with Master Storyteller Michael Wood, featuring the easy-to-read version and used by permission from Bible League International. Enjoy the show!
Hello everyone, welcome to day 96. We are continuing in the book of Deuteronomy, and Moses reestablishes the 10 Commandments. And he not only gives the commandments, but discusses how he received them and how important they are to the Israelites. And that beyond the commandments, there are other rules that the Israelites must obey, and they must remember the Lord when they enter the promised land. Don't forget about him, and don't forget about what he did, and whatever you do, don't forget his laws. And we are also continuing in the book of Luke, and we see a series of short stories, some of them just a few sentences long, as Luke recounts different events happening in Jesus' ministry. But one key point in today's episode is when Jesus establishes his authority on earth. And these are those special parts where Jesus reveals a little bit of his supernatural heritage. That he's not just a smart guy from Galilee, but rather he's the Son of God. So people better respect. If you enjoy the show, visit me at patreon.com/storymaster. You'll find the link in the description box below. By contributing as little as $1 per month, you will enable me to continue this ministry, and you'll get cool rewards too. Together, we're going to get through the Bible in 1 year. Let's get started. Deuteronomy 4:15-49. The following is from the perspective of Moses, writing to the Israelites. On the day the Lord spoke to you from the fire at Mount Horeb, you did not see him. There was no shape for God. So be careful. Don't sin and destroy yourselves by making false gods or statues in the shape of any living thing. Don't make an idol that looks like a man or a woman, or like an animal on the earth, or like a bird that flies in the sky. And don't make an idol that looks like anything that crawls on the ground, or like a fish in the sea. And be careful when you look up and see the sun, the moon, and the stars, all the many things in the sky. Be careful that you are not tempted to worship and serve them in the way that the other people in the world do. The Lord your God has put those things there for everyone. But the Lord brought you out of Egypt to make you his own special people. He saved you from Egypt. It was as if he pulled you from a hot furnace. And now you are his people. The Lord was angry with me because of you. He swore that I could not go across the Jordan River into the good land that the Lord God is giving you. So I must die here in this land. I cannot go across the Jordan River, but you will soon go across it and take that good land and live there. You must be careful not to forget the agreement that the Lord your God made with you. You must obey the Lord's command. Don't make any idols in any form, because the Lord your God hates it when his people worship other gods, and he could be like a fire that destroys. You will live in the country for a long time. You will have children and grandchildren there. After all that time, be sure that you do not then ruin your lives by making any kind of idol. That is something the Lord your God considers evil, and it would make him very angry. So I am warning you now. Heaven and earth are my witnesses. If you do such an evil thing, you will quickly be destroyed. You are crossing the Jordan River now to take that land. But if you make any idols, you will not live there for very long. No, you will be destroyed completely. The Lord will scatter you among the nations, and only a few of you will be left alive to go to the countries where the Lord will send you. There you will serve gods made by men, things made of wood and stone that cannot see or hear or eat or smell. But there in these other lands you will look for the Lord your God, and if you look for him with all your heart and soul, you will find him. When you are in trouble, when all these things happen to you, then you will come back to the Lord your God and obey him. The Lord your God is a merciful God. He will not leave you there or destroy you completely. He will not forget the agreement that he made with your ancestors. Nothing like this has ever happened before. Look at the past. Think about everything that happened before you were born. Go all the way back to the time when God made people on the earth. Look at everything that has happened anywhere in the world. Has anyone ever heard about anything as great as this? No! You people heard God speaking to you from a fire, and you are still alive. Has that ever happened to anyone else? No! Has any other God ever tried to go and take a people for himself from inside another nation? No! But you yourselves have seen everything that the Lord your God did for you. He showed you his power and strength. You saw the troubles that tested the people. You saw miracles and wonders. You saw war and the terrible things that happened. The Lord showed you all this so that you would know that he is God. There is no other God like him. He let you hear his voice from heaven so that he could teach you a lesson. On earth, he let you see his great fire, and he spoke to you from it. He loved your ancestors. That is why he chose you, their descendants. And that is why he brought you out of Egypt. He was with you and brought you out with his great power. When you moved forward, he forced out nations that were greater and more powerful than you, and he led you into their land. He gave you their land to live in, as he is still doing today. So today, you must remember and accept that the Lord is God. He is God in heaven above and on the earth below. There is no other God, and you must obey his laws and commands that I give you today. Then everything will go well with you and your children who live after you, and you will live a long time in the land the Lord your God is giving you. It will be yours forever. Then Moses chose 3 cities on the east side of the Jordan River. Any person who killed someone by accident and not out of hate could run away to one of these 3 cities and not be put to death. The 3 cities that Moses chose were Bezer in the high plains for the tribe of Reuben, Ramoth and Gilead for the tribe of Gad, and Golan and Bashan for the tribe of Manasseh. Introduction to the Law of Moses. Moses gave God's law to the Israelites. Moses gave these teachings, laws, and rules to the people after they came out of Egypt. He gave them these laws while they were on the east side of the Jordan River, in the valley across from Beth Peor. They were in the land of Sihon, the Amorite king, who lived at Heshbon. Moses and the Israelites had defeated Sihon when they came out of Egypt. They took Sihon's land to keep. They also took the land of King Og of Bashan. These 2 Amorite kings lived on the east side of the Jordan River. This land goes from Aroer on the edge of the Arnon Valley, all the way to Mount Sirion, that is, Mount Hermon. This land also included the whole Jordan Valley on the east side of the Jordan River. To the south, this land reached to the Dead Sea. To the east, it reached to the foot of Mount Pisgah. Deuteronomy chapter 5, the 10 Commandments. Moses called together all the Israelites and said to them, Israelites, listen to the laws and rules that I tell you today. Learn these laws and be sure to obey them. The Lord our God made an agreement with us at Mount Horeb. The Lord did not make this agreement with our ancestors, but with us. Yes, with all of us who are alive here today. The Lord spoke with you face to face at that mountain. He spoke to you from the fire. You were afraid of the fire. You did not go up the mountain. So I stood between you and the Lord to tell you what the Lord said. This is what he said.
I am the Lord your God. I am the one who freed you from the land of Egypt, where you were slaves. You must not worship any other gods except me. You must not make any idols. Don't make any idols or statues that look like anything up in the sky, on the earth, or in the water below the earth. Don't worship or serve idols of any kind, because I am the Lord your God, and I do not allow my people to worship other gods. I will punish the sin of those who reject me in this way, and I will punish their children, their grandchildren, and even their great-grandchildren. But I will be very kind to people who love me and obey my commands. I will be kind to their families for thousands of generations.
The following are further commands from the Lord. You must not use the name of the Lord your God to make empty promises. If you do, the Lord will not let you go unpunished. You must keep the Sabbath, a special day, like the Lord your God commanded. You may work 6 days a week to do your job, but the seventh day is a day of rest in honor of the Lord your God. So on that day, no one should work, not you, your sons and daughters, immigrants living in your cities, or your men and women slaves. Not even your cattle, donkeys, and other animals should do any work. Your slaves should be able to rest just as you do. Don't forget that you were slaves in the land of Egypt. The Lord your God brought you out of Egypt with his great power and strength. That is why the Lord your God commands you to always make the Sabbath a special day. You must respect your father and your mother. The Lord your God has commanded you to do this. If you follow this command, you will live a long time, and everything will go well for you in the land that the Lord your God gives you. You must not murder anyone. You must not commit adultery. You must not steal. You must not lie as a witness against someone. You must not want another man's wife. You must not want his house, his fields, his men and women servants, his cattle, or his donkeys. You must not want to take anything that belongs to another person. The people were afraid of God. From the perspective of Moses, writing to the Israelites. When we were together there at the mountain, the Lord gave these commands to all of you. He spoke in a loud voice that came from the fire, the cloud, and the thick darkness. After he gave us these commands, he didn't say any more. He wrote his words on 2 stone tablets and gave them to me. You heard the voice from the darkness while the mountain was burning with fire. Then all the leaders of your tribes and the elders came to me. They said,
The Lord our God has shown us his glory and his greatness. We heard him speak from the fire. We have seen today that it is possible to continue living even after God speaks to us. But if we hear the Lord our God speak to us again, surely we will die. That terrible fire will destroy us. We don't want to die. We heard the living God speak from the fire. Has anyone ever done that and lived through it? Moses, you go near and listen to everything the Lord our God says. Then tell us what the Lord tells you. We will listen and do everything he says.
The Lord heard what you said to me, and he said,
I heard what the people said to you. Everything they said was good. I wish that they would always think like that. I wish they would fear and respect me and always be willing to obey my commands. Then they and their children would always enjoy a good life. Go and tell the people to go back to their tents, but you stand here near me. I will tell you all the commands, laws, and rules that you must teach them. They must do these things in the land that I am giving them to live in.
So you people must be careful to do everything the Lord commanded you. Do not stop following God. You must live the way the Lord your God commanded you. Then you will enjoy a good, long life in the land that will soon belong to you. Luke chapter 11, verses 5 to 32. Then Jesus said to them, Suppose one of you went to your friend's house very late at night and said to him,
A friend of mine has come into town to visit me, but I have nothing for him to eat. Please give me 3 loaves of bread.
And a friend inside the house answers,
Go away, and don't bother me. The door is already locked. My children and I are in bed. I can't get up to give you anything now.
I tell you, maybe friendship is not enough to make him get up to give you anything, but he will surely get up to give you what you need if you continue to ask. So I tell you, continue to ask, and God will give to you. Continue to search, and you will find. Continue to knock, and the door will open for you. Yes, whoever continues to ask will receive. Whoever continues to look will find. And whoever continues to knock will have the door opened for them. Do any of you have a son? What would you do if your son asked you for a fish? Would any father give him a snake? Or if he asked for an egg, would you give him a scorpion? Or of course not. Even though you who are bad know how to give good things to your children, so surely your heavenly Father knows how to give the Holy Spirit to the people who ask him. Once Jesus was forcing a demon out of a man who could not talk. When the demon came out, the man was able to speak. The crowds were amazed, but some of the people said,
Satan, the ruler of demons, is the one giving him the power to force demons out of people.
Some others there wanted to test Jesus. They asked him to do a miracle as a sign from God, but he knew what they were thinking. So he said to them, Every kingdom that fights against itself will be destroyed, and a family that fights against itself will break apart. You say that Satan is the one giving me the power to force out demons. If that is true, then Satan is fighting against himself, and his kingdom will not survive. And if I use Satan's power to force out demons, then what power do your people use when they force out demons? So your own people will prove that you are wrong. But I use the power of God to force out demons. This shows that God's kingdom has now come to you. When a strong man with many weapons guards his own house, the things in his house are safe. Suppose a stronger man comes and defeats him. The stronger man will take away the weapons that the first man trusted to keep his house safe. Then the stronger man will do what he wants with the other man's things. Whoever is not with me is against me, and anyone who does not work with me is working against me. When an evil spirit comes out of a person, it travels through dry places looking for a place to rest, but it finds no place to rest. So it says,
I will go back to the home I love.
when it comes back, it finds that home all neat and clean. Then the evil spirit goes out and brings back 7 other spirits more evil than itself. They all go and live there, and that person is even more troubled than before. As Jesus was saying these things, a woman with the people there called out to him,
Blessings from God belong to the woman who gave birth to you and fed you.
But Jesus said, the people who hear the teaching of God and obey it, they are the ones who have God's blessing. More and more people crowded around Jesus, and he said, you people who live today are evil. You ask for a miracle as a sign from God. No miracle will be done to prove anything to you. The only sign I will give you is the one Jonah gave. Jonah was a sign for those who lived in Nineveh. It is the same with the Son of Man. He will be the same kind of sign for the people of this time. On the judgment day, you people who live now will be compared with the queen of the south, and she will be a witness who shows how guilty you are. Why do I say this? Because she traveled from far, far away to listen to Solomon's wise teaching. And I tell you that someone greater than Solomon is right here. But you won't listen to me. On the judgment day, you people who live now will also be compared with the people from Nineveh, and they will be witnesses who show how guilty you are. And I say this because when Jonah preached to those people, they changed their hearts and lives. And you are listening to someone greater than Jonah, but you refuse to change. Proverbs 8:32-36. This is the voice of wisdom.
Now, children, listen to me. If you do what I tell you, you will enjoy blessings. Listen to my teaching and be wise. Don't ignore what I say. Those who watch for me at my door, waiting for a chance to listen to me, will enjoy great blessings. Those who find me find life, and the Lord will be pleased with them. But those who reject me are hurting themselves. Whoever hates me loves death.
Thank you, everyone. That was day 96. Join us for day 97. The Lord promises to help his people, but they are reminded that they must always obey the Lord. And in the book of Luke, Jesus continues teaching about being a light in the world, and then he criticizes the Pharisees and religious leaders. We hope you enjoyed today's verses. Be sure to leave us a positive review and to share this podcast with your friends and family. Please join us for the next episode as we experience the Bible in 1 year.
Did you know we offer online courses in creative writing, literature, and web design? Visit us at storymaster.online to learn more.